And welcome back to Let's Play Look Outside. I've actually wound back the clock slightly to day 2 because I realized I forgot to check the news as well as social media. Shameful, shameful. Incidentally, I checked what Play Games does, since I've never really had a reason to use that option before, and that allows you to play solitaire for plus 10 comm, with no interesting comments otherwise, so not super interesting, but it is an option for getting some comm if for some reason you're really hard up for some comm. Let's check the news. You spend some time browsing news sites. The news is in complete chaos. One site talks of being at war. Another is still going on about dangerous weather. One big site has gone offline. Well, not particularly illuminating, but the news media does seem to be catching up with the outside events. You spent some time browsing social media. Some people claim to have looked and described what they saw, but it's all contradictory. They may all be lying. Some describe religious experiences, speaking with angels. Others describe nightmarish visions of hell. A popular movie star said, "I looked outside and saw God." They have posted nothing but keyboard mashing nonsense since. Social media makes you feel a bit less alone, but it can be a bit stressful. With that taken care of, present day. Present time, but we're still engaged in the same old rigmarole. Let's check the news once again. You spend some time browsing news sites. Most news sites are no longer publishing new articles. Whatever new articles you find seem like scheduled posts about pop culture stuff. Nothing on the current disaster. So, not super illuminating, so unfortunately we're gonna have to go to social media to get the truth. You spend some time browsing social media. There is less and less talk about anything other than what is going on, other than obvious bots and ads. People are goading others to look outside. A popular internet influencer said she would look outside and report right back. That post is 8 hours old now. She hasn't posted since. Social media makes you feel a bit less alone, but it can be a bit stressful. And finally, before we head out, it would probably be a good idea to check our plant real quick. Do you think you'd do better if I pulled you to the light? You're not getting much here with the blinds closed. Yeah, I think the plant agrees. Sure, we'll pull it to the light. I see nothing going wrong with that. There you go. May not be the most feng shui, but at least it'll get light now. Well, you know what they say. Yumo goigwai fighty zao. Now, we should also give our plant some water, just to make sure that it does okay. And give it a quick examine. Looks fine. Not as pretty as the day you bought it, but fine. Ideally, we'll see some better news when we go in the future. I would just like to draw attention to the incessant ticking of the clock. Get used to it, it's going to be going for a while. I think it would be nice to roll out of bed and just play some video games real quick. There is one other game that I actually want to actively play to completion, and that would be Mad Wheels 97. This game takes a little bit more effort than Super Jump Lad to complete. It takes 5 sessions that takes 10 in-game hours altogether to complete. Let's get started. This game is also notable for having a very, very large number of party member interactions, depending on who you have in the apartment. You put the old Mad Wheels 97 back on, you played this old kart racer to death, but it's always fun. You start a new championship. Joel knows the game. You're not sure if he can even see the screen in his current state, but he seems excited. You're a bit rusty. You won the first championship in 5th place. You did a bit better on the final 2 races, though. Lei doesn't seem to understand this game. Instead of racing, she spends all of her time ambushing and attacking other drivers. She comes in dead last, but probably gets the most out of the game. You get the feeling something good might happen if you manage to get first place in the championship. Maybe you should play this again sometime. This is still a lot of fun. 20 XP to everyone, plus 20 comm. Play for 2 hours. And a knock at the door. It's almost noon. Who could be knocking at this hour? Well, I guess it's not that strange. Well, okay, relatively unstrange given what we've seen so far. Hey! A person in a doctor's attire stands in front of the door. Although a mask covers her face, you can make out tired, sunken eyes. What will you do? Well, I see no reason to turn her away. Hello, I'm a nurse. I have some extra medical supplies. Are you interested in trading? Would you open the door, or will you open the door? Absolutely. Thanks for trusting me. Some people have been pretty skittish. She's been spending a lot of time caring for the wounded nearby, and has heard some almost unbelievable stories. So, does any of this medical gear sound interesting? This is the Traveling Nurse, and as she says, she sells medical gear. So we can buy some occasional crafting supplies, some soap. I could actually use some toothpaste if you have any. She does not. She's honestly not selling anything I care about, but there are some interesting items here we haven't seen. Anxiety meds are your cure-all to all status ailments, but it makes you more vulnerable to sleep ailments, which is very situational. Eye drops cures blindness, as well as preventing it for some time. Medication cures most physical ailments and can be used in the heat of battle. We got smelling salts to rouse somebody from consciousness, as well as a weak means of revival, restoring them with 1 HP. And an elixir is the ultimate healing item in the game, can be used in battle, and completely restores HP and stamina. We only find a handful of these throughout the game, and as you can see, it is quite pricey. We can also sell stuff to the nurse. This is actually a relatively recent change to the game. You want my rotten leftovers? Well, you're taking them anyway. This is a relatively recent change to the game. For the longest time, these random vendors, you couldn't sell anything to them. But this was changed in the recent patch to make it so that you could sell things to them. We could sell these child drawings for $1. We're going to sell off all our treasure items here. Sell off Madison's handbag. Don't let Joelle see that. She will not take the eye. That is the extent of the items we can sell her. Is there any weak gear maybe I could sell her? Would you like this jawbone club? Not worth it at all. Yeah, that looks like the extent of what we can send her. Now, the teeth pendant increases your attack power by about 10, but it lowers your defensive stats by 10, and also does a number on your HP. Like, if I put it on Joelle, he'd be brought down to like 40 max HP. Not a good item at all, but it sells for 40 bucks. So we'll hand that off, and I think that will do for us for right now. Thank you. Just hope you don't end up needing any of this. You know, I am like-minded on that. Before we finally head out for the day, it is time to do some crafting. We want to mix this declogger with this purocare to get a mystery item. But this mystery item, well worth your time to create. Acid flasks, 2 of them in fact. We're going to want to save all our declogger for that, and hopefully find more purocare as we go throughout the game. Acid flasks are one of the best combat items in the game. Throwing at a single target to deal extreme acid damage, around 120 damage on a successful hit, and these don't miss, so you never have to worry about that being unsuccessful. And against things that are weak to the acid damage type, it does about 180 damage. Even more than that, though, it inflicts the acid status, which causes enemies to take roughly like 30% to 40% more damage from physical attacks. So not only does it deal big damage on its own, it has a pretty good chance of sticking the enemy with an ailment that causes them to take yet more damage. Very good stuff there. I think we are set to deal with anything for today. Now, you may remember, Sybil said something was stomping around. She couldn't see what it was, but it definitely had more legs than a human. Well, apparently it's going to help me. Let's check it out. There is a pretty good supply of items in here. Once again, we can raid a fridge to get a few items. We can raid the trash to get something from there. The juice box. Looks like there's a visible light switch in this room, so we could flick that to darken it in here. Not sure why we'd want to do that, though. Take the money on the counter, and let's see what these notes here say. Edwin's notes, dated about 2 months ago. The handwriting is skewed, and there are many crossed-out passages. The mysterious visitor was really a wish-granting shooting star. Every night, I feel I can see more and more of the universe. I have seen colored UV images before, but the real thing is indescribable. Unfortunately, it has come at a great cost. Speech has become difficult. My hearing is worsening, and my arms grow clumsy. I've also become very sensitive to light. I can live with all this. All I want is to see what's out there. Interesting. Looks like he was an early witness to the effects of whatever is happening. Huh. That's weird. You guys hear something? Let's take this bat for safety. We got some more notes over here. Edwin's notes, dated to about a month ago. The handwriting is very clumsy and hard to parse. Every night makes new eyes, and each new eye is a new world to see. Light gives a funny feeling now, like I'm not there when it's bright. No more headache, just gone. Mouth and ears gone, no more real hands. Can barely hold pencil, just eyes and legs. Move and see. Was looking out at sky again, but the lights go on. Neighbor was at the door, checking on me. Door was open. I moved to him, but he see nothing. I see nothing either, too bright. I turn off the light, and we look each other. The rest of the notes are torn off. Weird. Well, moving on to the rest of the apartment. Okay, something is following us. We can check out the bathroom here. We got some eye drops, which we've talked about previously, some vinegar, some more declogger over here, which will be very handy. Over in the medicine cabinet, get some toothpaste, which we are in desperate need of, and some medication. Also grab the soap, make sure we never run out of that, and I'm just going to pretend like nothing entered the room with me. Continuing on, nice little painting of a lighthouse here. Love it, love it. Into this room, a disc with an image of the planet Pluto. And over here, a disc with no image on it. Hey, these look like they could be loaded into that slide projector in Vincent's apartment. Speaking of the slide projector, it seems like a ledger of borrowed equipment. Jan, February, Sybil, apartment 12. Sybil in apartment 12. Huh. Maybe a coincidence? Regardless, she borrowed a telescope, and it's late. Beryl in apartment 15 took a telescope and returned it. Ditto for Jasper in apartment 26. Vincent has the slide projector still, we know that. Lambert has some planet slides, although it's in the security room, okay. Lyle took the zoom lens, so that's in apartment 21. It must have helped with that his photography. Nothing else seems to have been borrowed. Over here, a chart of the solar system detailing the 8 planets and 5 dwarf planets. It also lists the number of moons orbiting each planet. Mercury and Venus have no moons. Earth has 1, Mars has 2, Neptune has 16, Uranus has 28. My AP Bio teacher in high school is very insistent that it's pronounced Uranus. Jupiter has 95, and Saturn has 146. You notice someone scrawled numbers on the side of the chart, listing the numbers of the moons of each planet. Is that important for some reason? It is indeed, although not immediately. Be sure to keep it in mind. A telescope. It's pointing downwards. It's not a looking telescope. The eyepiece bulges out like it's meant to project an image outwards instead of being looked into. And we could point it outside. I don't think it'd be a good idea to look into it, though. Let's pass on that for right now. There's a very faint reflection on the floor, projected by the telescope's curved lens. You have this blank disc. Maybe you can put it down there and capture the image. Sure. There's much too light in the room. This wouldn't work. Maybe turning off the lights? Yeah, the image is drowned out. One last thing to check in this room. You find nothing usable. You also find a crumpled note in the trash. You put the note on the table. Just note that this bin does work like any other trash can in the game, and you can randomly get an item from it. Crumpled notes found in the garbage. The writing is nearly illegible. When I saw him, I knew he had to die. Not ugly. Ugly is not the right word. Bountiful, but wrong. Tried to tell him why I was cursing him, but mouthed his telescope lens. If he saw what he was, he'd understand. I just don't know. Not his fault. The next one was looking for him. He was also all wrong. I grabbed him and made him dead too. I think everyone all like that. Makes me sick and sad. How they live like tis. How? I can help. Let me help. I can make you right. Just turn off light, and I take you with me. Starting to get an idea of why help you was written outdoors. Well, doesn't seem to be anything else we can do in the apartment. Left the door open that time. Okay, now I closed it. Wait, what? Hello? That an invitation, Stargazer? Oh dear! Well, we've got our mysterious invisible interloper. We feel an urge to run away, but I think we can take it. Let's just get right into unloading onto it. Let's go with an aim shot from the rifle, and Joel, you were made for this, kid. Throw the acid flask at it. Huge damage, and it is acidified. With 3 pistol shots going into it, look at that damage. 120 right there. Sam is panicking. I don't think that prevents you from using your special gun moves. Regardless, just unloading into it with our guns there, took it out, no problem. Beautiful. Hey, Joel is now level 5 and got Gum Up the Works. Let me take a look at that, because that is not a skill that he had when I did my last playthrough. Regrow Damage Gum, regenerating HP for several turns. This is his first stamina-based skill. I must have, the game did get an update while I was in the process of playing it, so I probably leveled Joel past the point where he learns that. So that's interesting. I did not know about this skill. Interesting. Incidentally, Joel just gained some stamina from that level up there. So let's walk around for a little bit and just check out a unique mechanic of Joel. Did I not open this garbage can? Oh, it must have reclosed itself. Well, actually, I know why. It's not happening. Hold on. Maybe this is also something that got changed in the patch, because it was still working when I last played the game. Okay, originally Joel regained stamina when you walked around. I'm guessing that doesn't happen anymore. Well, darn. That was actually a really cool effect of him. Whatever the case, as you've probably noticed, the apartment has changed, so we're gonna have to move on. And into this room. Things are looking a little bit worse for the wear, I gotta say. Heading into this next area. Well, it looks like a kitchen. Music is pretty foreboding. You don't want to look in there. You know what? Probably for the best. Heading into this room over here. Oh dear, this guy looks aggressive. He is indeed aggressive. You feel an urge to run away. This guy is damaging, but once again, I think we can take him. We're just going to not mess around, though. Throw our best stuff at him. We got those handy-dandy throwing darts. Let's have Joel unload with that. Oof, big damage onto Joel. Yeah, this guy, don't bully the child. Hit him with the throwing dart. 3 quick pistol shots. And then an aimed shot. Dang, he's hanging in there. This guy is, durable. Let's go for a jump shot there. I don't feel like reloading the pistol. Let's see here. We'll just hit this guy with the butt of the rifle. Joel, fire off the teeth cannon. Uh-oh, here comes the bites. Yeah, as you can see, this guy is the real deal. Oof. Uh-oh, ooh, boy. Yeah, some of these enemies, since the game has been updated, have gotten a lot more dangerous. Confusion is slain, but oof. Some brutal damage taken there. We're going to have to use our first aid kit, and our only first aid kit. We better take the next things we come across a bit more seriously than what I was doing there. Luckily, we've got our stale pizza here. Good thing that a delivery guy came by. And let's see, we can use some of our cheese sticks on Joel. Should be good enough there. Kid's just going to town on those things. Let's make sure our guns are loaded, because that's not the only enemy we can come across here. Once again, reload over here. Debating if I should use my acid flask on the next thing we get into here, because this guy is also pretty dangerous. Yeah! Feel an urge to run away, but I think we can take him. Once again, go with our pistol multi-shots here, do an aimed shot, and Joel hit this guy with a Molotov cocktail. Sam took a little bit of damage there. Fortunately, not as bad as the opening salvo from the previous guy. I think we should take him down, no problems with our bullet barrage here. Oh, he's hanging in there. Sam, do a jump attack on him. Yeah, better safe than sorry. Joel, go for the teeth cannon. Okay, he missed one. Took 32 damage out of Lay there. Okay, not too bad. Nice! Look at that damage from Joel. Didn't even have to do teething to get that. Ooh, boy. Yeah, this guy also got buffed up. You could kill him much faster than this. Definitely go for the range shot there. Joel, another teeth cannon, now. Oof. Things are looking a little rough here. Okay, got him. Oof. Yeah, some scary enemies in here, but fortunately, once that guy is gone, we don't have to deal with him ever again. Everything stays dead permanently in this game. Little bit of quick first aid onto Lay there to make sure she's doing okay. Let's continue on. Incidentally, it looks like Joel's teeth cannon also takes a little bit of his stamina. It's kind of annoying that it doesn't advertise that. Sorry, like, this game has been updating pretty regularly, so a lot of my information from my practice playthroughs can stand to be outdated by the time I actually get to recording these videos. There's a disc-shaped reflection on the floor, projected by the curved telescope lens. The shape of the projection seems to match the void disc perfectly. Maybe put down that void disc there, and we expose the black disc to the projected image of the telescope. That should do it. There's now a negative image imprinted onto the disc. Got the negative disc. The purpose of this item is not readily apparent, but it is very important that you get this if you want to get the game's best ending. It'll be a while before we actually get to the point where we can use it. With that taken care of, and with all the enemies within this apartment slain, and for the first time since I've started playing— oh, goodness! That's a new guy. That's a guy I haven't fought before. I'm just going to let him go, you know? I remember reading the patch notes that it added a neighbor who they just forgot, Frankie forgot to put into the game, so guess that's that guy. Let's turn the lights back on real quick. I want to remain in light for right now. I'll come back and kill that guy later, but we've kind of used up quite a few of our supplies, so it's not a good idea to engage in too much combat. Speaking of supplies, it's probably a good idea to return to Eugene real quick, so let's take a closer look at what Eugene has for us and actually purchase some things, since we have a little bit more money to work with. I have new items, take a look, and indeed, he's laid out a bunch of good stuff, but right now what I want to do is I used up quite a few of my pistol bullets there, so let's haggle for some of a price reduction on these bullets, and let's buy them. You get a limited number of haggles per playthrough. If you haggle too much, eventually Eugene will refuse to sell to you. Now over here, we've got some acid flasks that we could just buy, but at 240 bucks, not really worth it. But over here, got 4 Purocare, and this is for a much more reasonable 100. Let's haggle for that and buy some of those. And I think that's good enough. I'm going to now, let's just leave here, come back again. I get new stuff every day. I'm going to return to the apartment real quick and eat a meal, see if we get a discussion, and also create more acid flasks. So, meet you there. Mixing up some raw pork with some eggs to create some ham and eggs. I enjoy them, despite the fact that they are high in cholesterol. Little boy, Joel. Do you like to play hide and seek? Yeah, I guess. Me too. Let's play. You hide. I'll seek. Maybe some other time. Some other time then. Don't exactly have a way with children there, Lay. Anyway. So, the invisible thing I heard outside my door. It's absolutely a real thing, huh? From what you're saying, it doesn't sound like a mindless beast. I suppose nothing too bad happened then. That's good. Have a good evening. Alright, and with that, I'm just going to craft some more acid flasks, and then we will continue on exploring floor 1 for the remainder of this video. And here we are back at floor 1. Door now unlocked, so we can make it in, no problem. There's a couple of points of interest I want to hit. Oh, there's the Rat King. Let's see if we can't escape him. He might gain on us pretty quickly. Okay, we seem to have avoided him. Let's see here. And now I'm kind of lost. That's where Rafta is. We want to head left here, because there's something interesting to check out over this way. If we head here... Sets of eyes, huh? A discarded letter addressed to Jasper. It's dated about 3 months ago. I destroyed the negatives. They were too dangerous. I know you said you wanted a picture, but it's a bad idea. I only glanced at the projection for an instant, and am now plagued with migraines. It seems that even indirect observation carries deleterious consequences. If word got out, images would spread like wildfire and cause untold damage. I believe stopping all of our activities is the only safe course of action. I have half a mind to destroy my telescope and blank discs too. Get rid of all my notes. We should just forget we ever found this. I'll just lock it all away for now. I don't want to get anywhere near this. Your worried friend, Edwin. Apartment 31, presumably before his transformation. Now, there's something very easy to miss in this hallway here. Right here, this little gap, you can go through it. And, interesting fellow over here. Hello, friend. I have a proposal for you. It's nothing too bad. I just need help from someone who can still get around. No doubt you've noticed that rats have infested this floor. If you kill some of them, collect their tails and bring them to me. I'll trade you for some of my stuff. They're collectibles. What do you need them for? Oh, right. It is a little odd, isn't it? I was bitten by that prowling thing in the hallway, and well, things changed quite drastically for me after that. Things weren't too bad at first. I was turning into some kind of rat man thing. Not great, but at least I was stable. But then I got bitten again, and then things escalated very quickly. I will spare you the worst details, but blood, tongue, the skin, screaming, intestine, heart, still alive, rat viscera, infinite length, shapeless, no eyes, immortal, devouring myself, draining fluids, genitalia, inside out rat, and then things got really bad when centipedes, slimy, turgid, disease. So I know it's a little strange, but I can't really help it. That's how my body works now. So anyway, collecting rat tails makes complete sense now that you have a little bit of context, right? I feel kind of dizzy. Oh, you do look a little pale. Was this, TMI? About all the stuff? I'm sorry. Oh, I know. Have this juice box. That should help. You receive a juice box. So, any collected rat tails for me? Well, we do actually have a couple. Yeah, I know, I can feel them. Here's my selection. What do you like? And we can buy a variety of interesting items here. However, there are alternative means for obtaining these items. Some of these items just outright can be dropped by rat enemies that we can kill. The Filthy Ring, though, I believe is exclusive to him. The Rat Tail Belt is actually quite useful. It is a very significant boost to your agility. We have little in the way of rat tails to trade right now. Oh, and watch out for my other half. In room 13 is much less friendly than I am. Okay, thanks for the heads up on that one. Now, there are a few other things I want to check out on floor 1 for this video. So, let's continue on. I hear Rat King somewhere. Oh god, yeah. Let's just ignore him. Very tough encounter to deal with, and probably I'm just going to defeat him by yucking acid flasks at him when it comes down to that. Next up, over here is room 13, and what the heck, it can't be that bad. There's a hole in the wall. Looks like a mouth. From the hole wafts a near unbearable stench of rot. Bring me a child. Okay. Interesting request there. Well, he doesn't seem to be interested in Joelle. Thankfully, I don't think I should turn that over to that guy. That's a door off to the right there. We can go into that one, but I'm gonna ignore it for right now. I want to check out this door first. We can go into that other door. In here, we've got a Molotov to grab. Very helpful. Got some junk to grab. Some junk. A broom here. The use of junk will become apparent in due time. I noticed the astronomer there. Don't worry, we'll get to them in due time. A gasoline can. Lots of things in due time, now that I think about it. Anyways, gasoline can. Another crafting item. Plus, it has one secondary purpose that is not immediately apparent, though it is somewhat intuitive when it becomes available. This can be combined with various items to create gas bombs and explosives. Gas bombs are whatever, but explosives are pretty good throwing items. And over here, astronomer time. I said astronomer time. Don't attack! I'm Lucid. I'm Aurelius, an astronomer studying the visitor. I wasn't causing any trouble, just looking for a peculiar painting. Maybe you're familiar with my colleagues? A painting? To observe the phenomena directly drives one mad, but indirect observation, yes. If we're careful, we can study records and observations made of the visitor. A terrible painting, hidden away somewhere in the dark. It came to me in a vision. As long as it remains in the dark, one is safe, but to expose it to the light will bring calamity to us. If you find such a painting, keep it covered, but bring it to Jasper on the ground floor. And your colleagues? When I joined, it was Jasper, Beryl, Edwin, and our founder, Aster. Aster joined soon after. I think there were others before me, but I never knew them. Who was your founder? We've been studying the visitor for many months, before anyone else even knew of its existence. This is why we were prepared. How did you know? Our founder spotted it by telescope. She shared it with her colleagues at the time, and that was the beginning of our group. And how were you prepared? We know this is no ordinary phenomena. We started gathering supplies, even weapons. Unfortunately, it seems our preparations were necessary. And who left the group? I don't know if Edwin was ever formally a part of it, but he grew more reclusive as time went on. And how can I join, perhaps? Talk to Jasper. He's usually on the ground floor, past the reception desk. Okay, that doesn't help us too much right now, as the ground floor is currently inaccessible. Of course I haven't looked outside. I've seen what looking upon the visitor can do to people. I want none of it. But I am curious. Take just a little peek. Come on, Lay. Leave the guy alone. We don't know. A stellar object that emits some terrible, unknown radiation. That's our best guess at the moment. Somehow it warps utterly anyone unfortunate enough to observe it. We have no rational explanation for that. Well, a little bit of more information on the astronomers as well as the visitor itself. So, a painting is what we're looking for. Well, conveniently... Hey, looks like we've got an artist type over here. We're going to want to just rate his stuff real quick. But I'm going to hold off on the refrigerator for the time being. It would be rude to grab from it before speaking to him. It's not like he's an invisible telescope monster. Oh! Hey, hi. Sorry. I need help. I feel like I'm going mad. This is going to sound crazy, I know, but ever since I made that painting, my life has been turned upside down. My paintings have come to life. I made a series of portraits, but they escaped their canvases. Some are prowling about in my home, and a few others escaped out into the hall. They are plotting something. I know they are. I can hear their thoughts in my head. It's driving me insane. Here are my keys. You should have access to most of my home with these. Just be careful if you visit my workshop at the back. The lights are off for a good reason. That accursed painting is in there somewhere. Hey, got an immediate follow-up on that plotline. My mind, well, let's get some more information out of this guy about the portraits. You have to believe me, I can hear their thoughts. They want to take over. They want to take my place. Replace me. I know one of them is looking at me right now. I see myself out of its eyes. It's hiding in my fridge. Go see for yourself, but be careful. It's dangerous. My mind, how'd this start? I don't know. My memory seems all wrong, but I know that painting I made has something to do with it. Everything went wrong after I finished it. I painted these portraits, and they all came to life. Some of them got paintbrushes and made even more paintings. There were 9 of them in total. And where is the painting exactly? It's in my workshop, somewhere at the back. Still wet, I imagine. It hurts my head when I look at it, so I turned all the lights off. Be careful if you go in there. Whatever you do, don't look at it. If you're interested in the painting, I'd love to get rid of it. I might have something you can use to carry it out. You should be fine as long as you never see it under the light. My mind, Did you look outside at all? Not since this started, but I did look outside a few days before. It's when I made that painting. Something about that night sky felt compelling. What's so wrong about the painting, then? I didn't notice anything particular about it at the time. I was just going with the flow. But later that day, looking at it again, something wasn't right. I was having coffee with my friend Fabrice and asked him to take a look. What did Fabrice see? I still don't know. When Fabrice looked at it, he made this horrible noise. He looked horrified. I looked back at the painting, but I still don't see it. As I stared at the painting, I heard Fabrice run out the door. He sounded howling mad, snarling like a beast. I haven't seen him since. Interesting. I wonder. Now, this is another quest to get a very important item in the same vein as the negative disc, but we're gonna hold off on doing it for right now. Just note, though, that you definitely want to do this quest if you want to get the best ending in the game, and quite a few rewards can be gotten from exploring Frederic's apartment. Next up, we need to find our next order of business on this floor, and hopefully I can find it relatively quickly. We've already done the hallway of many doors, so we don't have to worry about that. Once again, I kind of have been thrown for a loop by this area being made a bit more agreeable. Okay, here's the hallway of doors. We do want to go down that hallway over there eventually. Good thing the Rat King just went by. But I do want to make note of this door has another lock like the one on the ground floor. We can put it in a disc-shaped object, but the ones we currently have will not open it. Over here is an apartment that you want to be very careful about exploring. It is overgrown and filled with enemies that are very dangerous right now. We don't want to explore there just yet, but we will want to come back to it later when we're a bit better equipped, and ideally when we have more hands on deck. Let's see, there's Rafta's door. Let's see, this one... Yeah, this is the hallway. Let's head over to this way. I'll find the way eventually, after enough bumbling. Okay, that's Frederic's. Let's go up to this one up here. Not going into that side door just yet. Let's see, apartment 13, not the one we are looking for. So ideally, it should be this next hallway here. I hope, anyway. No, that's not... Oh, no, yeah, it is this one. Okay. Is that a baby? Huh. Where could a baby be? And it looks like we've got quite a few rats here. We're just going to have to engage in some extermination real quick. Let's just go through and beat down all these guys. Not too threatening. Just if you're curious, Joel's damage type when he does a standard bite is Pierce. He has a variety of damage types depending on what move he uses. Like, I believe his Teeth Cannon move, it's either Pierce or it's a Missile type skill. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think it might be Missile type. Get a cheese wedge and a rat tail from these rats. Very nice. What do we got right here? An urn of ashes. Well, I'm just gonna steal that real quick. Where could that baby be coming from? Well, I suppose it stands to reason. However, an abnormally sturdy child safety barrier blocks the way. No matter how hard you push it, you can't tear it down. There is a keyhole, though. Interesting. Over here, a fountain pen. Find the fountain pen. Wasn't that weird voice in the pipe asking for a pen? You find the fountain pen. Okay, a little redundant there, but whatever. And a rolling pin. Nice little crush-type weapon there. Get a chef's knife. Decently powerful cutting weapon. Get some food from here. I'm actually going to unequip Lay's old rifle real quick. We don't really need it for the fights I'm going to be getting into right now, and the cleaver would be very helpful because it can hit multiple enemies, and we are dealing with a bunch of rats right now. Get a steak knife from this one. Let's check out this room over here real quick. Get some more toothpaste. Hey, we're doing pretty good on this. And here, I'm trying to understand how the planet discs work. Those astronomers have installed strange sockets for them. There are 2 discs on this floor, and 1 door has a socket. But how can you tell which discs are needed? The doors are marked with numbers, not planets. Fascinating, fascinating. Hey, that planet chart. I think things are starting to come together now. This last room over here has yet more rats for us to take on. Let's, oh, whoops, I did not mean to escape there. That just wasted my turn. Escaping just gives you a small chance of escape, and every time you have a failed escape, your chance of escaping successfully the time after goes up. And let's just unload with cleaves here to deal with these enemies. Have a teeth cannon thrown at the tail rat there, because he's a little bit more durable. And also he's far away, so it might be necessary to actually hit him. How could you miss that, Lay? Luckily, Sam got it on the follow-up strike. Torrent of teeth from Joel, and there we go. Beautiful. Easy peasy. And another rat tail. Joel is level 6 now. Good for him, good for him. And child barrier key acquired. Alright, now we can pop that sucker open. Get a hoodie here. Note that it is not completely necessary to fight the enemies in here. Get a stack of magazines, and underneath it, there were other magazines under the stack. Joel, look away real quick. We get some dirty magazines. Somebody will probably buy these for a pretty penny, although I think that character is in Lisa the Painful RPG. Moving on, an abnormally sturdy child safety barrier blocks the way. No matter how hard you push, you can't tear it down. There is a keyhole, though. Well, I think we found the solution. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Going on in. Hold on, baby. I'm coming, I'm coming. Let's take some bandages here. Take these baby drawings. These sell for absolutely nothing, but I'm going to take them anyway. And hey, nice little music box you got here. Alright, I don't think it would be a good idea to leave a baby among all these rats. Let's get it out of here. A child restlessly squirms beneath the blankets in this crib. Let's pick him up. You're not sure what you expected. What should you do with this thing? We can't kill the rat baby. We should take it with us. Despite its repulsiveness, you feel inexplicably protective of the creature. You reach down to take it with you, but hesitate. The chattering teeth, the wriggling legs, you just can't stand looking at it. You leave. You put the creature back into the crib and wipe your hands on your pants. Sorry, baby, Sam's a little squeamish. You hear the skitter of little claws behind you. It's the baby. It followed us. The weird rat baby is following you. It crawls up your leg and buries itself in your pack. It looks like you won't be getting rid of it that easily. Well, we are now the proud parent of a rat baby thing. Congratulations? Indeed, indeed. Now, real quick, I'm going to return to the apartment to save. Be right back. So the astronomer is looking for a painting of the outside. There was a painter that lived on the first floor, Frederic. I used to talk to him a while ago. You could ask him. So the paintings are coming to life? But how? They're paint! I hate rats. They just get to me. I'm glad I wasn't around when you found that place. Whew, so you've been through a lot, huh? Good night! No, the night ain't over for us yet, Sybil. So, the thing in room 13 was looking for a child, huh? I'm sure it has nothing but good intentions. Is it just me, or is it gnawing at the air? There's a mouth in the wall. It's salivating, as though it expects to be fed. Feed me a child. I can't feed you the rat baby. Oh. No, we're getting out of here. This is not the way we entered. This is definitely not the way we entered. We're not making any progress, are we? We are not escaping this way. Oh. Oh no. No. Escape. There's a mouth in the wall. It's salivating as though it expects to be fed. Feed me a child. I've only known it for a few minutes, but I'm sorry, rat baby. You cradle the rat baby in your arms. You turn your head, unable to look at the creature. It grabs your nose with its disgusting little rat hand as its greasy tail curls around your arm. Do it. You put the creature into the jaws of the Wallmouth. The wall creature greedily accepts your offering, sucking the wretched rat into the unforgiving darkness of its opening. The rat squeals as the mouth closes, until a sick crunch promptly ends it. The mouth widens for a moment, before dry heaving. After several attempts to vomit something out, it finally reaches a round, shiny disc. It clangs to the ground. We get an earth disc. It seems satisfied. Oh god. What have I done? I think some penitence is in order, so let's check out a couple of unique and interesting ways to die before we finish this video out. First off, we got that negative disc now, and it's an image of the outside. I wonder... You know, honestly, I don't know what I expected. In yet more terrible ideas, why don't we look into this telescope that we just pointed outside? You are pulled inside the telescope, eye first, and your pulverized body gushes out at the other end. Your remains are completely unrecognizable. Well, once again, probably should have seen that coming. Well, I guess in a way I did see it coming. But that is where we're gonna call it a video. Perhaps we can find another way to deal with the Wallmouth. Something that doesn't involve feeding it a baby. If only, if only. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.